Now, John, as you said, grand finals, almost there to the end now. IHC in the plane, Vampire's already out. Max was saying they might need to be making some changes at this point in time, despite not wanting to. I think that when you do look at Vampire Esports, they are quite hard-headed in that sense, that they will just keep trying to make it work, taking the sledgehammer to the wall until it starts to break. Inco, though, left out in the cold in that last game. Weren't able to get towards that centre as quickly as they would like. I think a lot of these teams are starting to realise what is the best way to play these circles, and it's just go straight for that centre, find yourself some priority compounds and play around it. Some of these teams are in a better position to do it just with the way the circle lies at the beginning, and it's no longer free real estate for Inco, making a very long journey to get into those centre positions.
Bit of a close drop there between Order and two players from Godlike Stalwart. Fortunately, did manage to get a little bit further away. Painan majorly occupied by Nova in this scenario, but Order has been spotted, very separate from the rest of the roster. So going down here would pretty much be a death sentence at this stage. Fortunately, back behind the rocks now. Doesn't have a weapon to play with, but can just flee through these hills. They should have seen there's a team over towards Ruins, and that blank is a northwestern circle. You can't quite see it on your screens, but we've had it just flash up for us. On that northwestern island is where it's likely to finish after this shift.
Alter Ego already have Fnatic on top of their mountain itself. Ready and waiting. Order gets the pickup in the grab car, in the grab bike. Makes his way on out. Delivery on towards the rest of his team. Vampire Esports hat in currently. This could be a good game for them to get some points on board. Influence came in down towards boot camp. Alpha 7 not challenging that one out towards the Kawi. Long way to go for them, but again, Sandhawk quite small. Can make these rotates quite easily. Inco deciding to head down towards Sami now. Try and pick up that position, but DRS are very close in the vicinity.
Still on the wings for DRS. Just getting across towards Sami. They are really chilling right now. They will hit the floor soon enough, and they will have to make their way north, I'm sure. Inco also on that south side of the map towards Bantai, with a little bit of an outpost in Nanabete to the west side. But no real conflict there. Influence Kemin. They cross early from boot camp and are looking to take control of the compounds to the east side of that northwest island. Already contesting with Godlike Stalwart, who have moved a little bit north of that Confluence compound, as well as Vampire, who are on that north side near Hatin. They've sent Ravenclaw down to control one of the compounds, give themselves a foothold on this area of the map. You've got Wolves crossing on the northern side bridge as well. Everybody looking to move a little bit earlier than maybe we've seen before on Sandhawk on this.
Again, it's that meta that we're talking about. Get towards that center earlier, pick yourselves up some of those priority compounds, and specifically with this type of shift, there's not a lot of those priority compounds, and that actual position on the map will be taken up quite quickly. So getting people over there nice and early is a relatively smart decision. Influence Kevin realized it, decided not to try and get all that loot from boot camp. Instead, just a quick loot and boot over towards that western side of the map, passing across the shallow edges of the river. Stalwart also moving up towards this position. Already have two players towards the roadside on that bridge. Two behind in top and Pika. But IHC taking a fight with S2G, coming off the back of a very good game on Miramar.
S2G, phenomenal. They topped the points tables from that Miramar, even though they didn't get the chicken dinner. A massive point scoring game for them, leaves them 10 points behind Inco. IHC loses Yol to a knock. Not going to get flushed just yet, but Influence Kemin taking a scrap. Not going to take a knock themselves either. Take that back, actually, as Fireflux do manage to light up Kayovsky, but that should be Resable. Ketch and Lutz both going down now. Solke repositions to look for these reses. Ketch still behind the rock. Solke's smoke does bloom there, and Solus not really going to put too much in the push. Hitting the deck with the back shuffle there. Law will not be able to get those bullets over the top, and reses should be available here now for Fireflux.
Rough position to be in, but again, they need to make their way over towards this western side, so getting here nice and early. Need to solidify themselves just a little bit before they start to make this move. S2G as well, moving across the bridge on that north side after a little engagement with IHC. they get themselves in over on that northern side of Vampire Esports. You might just have spotted this.
Ooh. Certainly will now. Schweppes takes shots. S2G now know there's a fight to be had. Influence Kemen, not too far to the south, but they are still playing split on that river, trying to control that crossing and find value there. Kelsey gets the man on the cross, and Schweppes taken down. They spot the drop as well. Vampire trying to just fully disengage from this. Losing a little bit of power there. Stoned up the top, maybe. Shots onto Kelsey. Spots the player, but the door is shut before he can get the flush. Does get the knock, however, and that's going to slow S2G down somewhat.
Vampire Esports might be able to get back together with this as well. The down players is moving out, but AE, they've spotted this. They're onto this case at the moment. Sniff out the clues down towards this eastern side. They are finding shots.
Ooh.
That's one down. That's from Little Boy, in fact, on the southern edge of this engagement.
On that 2-2 split from Influence Kemen right now. Still playing both sides of the river. I really like this position from them. Gives a lot of control and slows a lot of teams down, forces them to fight off against one another. So you know your south flank and your north flank teams are going to be a little bit more diminished in power. Ravenclaw given the runaround by Fnatic. The shot's not quite going to get the knock there, and Ravenclaw will have to invest in some more healing. Will have to spend those chits.
QBZ, a little bit difficult at that kind of range. Oh, dear me, IHC just about getting away with it. I take it back. Doesn't even make it into the building. T2K can maybe pick up some eliminations here and get free reign over the bridge on the north side. So many teams already making their way in. 4 AM yet to move. Alpha 7 right on the barest edge there on Quarry. But Adam also need to make in Inco for the first time in a long time. Right on the edge of the circle. Nowhere near the center at the moment.
For now, anyway. That's potential to change, I'm sure. Next circle popping, and that should confirm it. Yes, we are going to the northwestern island now. So the top of the mountain value skyrockets blank, and that is going to be held by Alter Ego themselves. Ziol, backed off the ridge line. A lovely shot coming through from Beautiful. From the Wolves. Game 1 went a little bit better for them than Game 2, on the day that is. So hopefully in match number 9 they can get a little bit more done and try and join Nova towards the top of those tables. Try and catch up with 4 Angry Men as well.
You look at Alter Ego. A lot of times when you get this northwestern shift, it is very free if you're on the mountainside. A lot of teams made their way over here preemptively, though. So a lot more teams to deal with. Stalwart sends a player into scout versus the guys from Geek Fam. Might be a little bit of an issue for them, but quickly wraps back round and went towards Camp Alpha. S2G also in this area. Stalwart get themselves in a very tricky situation now with one player down and one player completely on the opposite side of the coast.
Order rolls up right into the sightlines at top, but there's 2 players to hop out. Not really that much damage done by top. A 1-2 punch coming around the side. Order gonna get flushed out. No, it's saved. Does lose the player in the process, but Top and Pinker both now have fallen for Godlike Stalwart, and Paraboy's up to the bridge. Maybe overcommittal on going for the flush there for Top. Likely to lose the life, but cuts Nova down to 3.
Scry really has to put in some mega work now. Action nowhere to be seen. Shots coming through, the tiniest little angle there. Fantastic stuff. Nova's got all these positions on lock at the moment.
And what a crossing to hold as well. You've still got Inco behind you, which means that you can guard them out. And at the top of the tables, if you take them out of the mix early, certainly a runway opens up. Hopefully looking to try and land that plane if they can. But still have to push through the remnants of Godlike Stalwart. Inco. They're clashing with Alpha 7, who are trying to swing in behind them as well. Becca as the backstop for one of the Brazilian teams, fighting off against the other. Shots from Nenebete up the top of the hill. Challenges out Mythic as well with Becca. Not going to find that knock, but does suppress the angle. Nenebete moving out, playing 2-2 now. They want to sweep the back before they make the aggressive move, the aggressive push forwards. They know they can't really do too much if they've got Alpha 7 hounding at their heels.
Yeah, a little bit caught between two very difficult teams at the moment. Alpha 7, though, pushed in by the blue that is ticking quite hard even at this stage in the game. So, have to make a move. With Inco taking up high ground, Alpha 7's exit from this position will be very difficult. Basically doing calculus to try and figure out the best way to get into the circle now for themselves.
Look at that, using the ridgeline near the coast for Alpha 7 to actually skirt around it and actually finding themselves in that compound. Jimmy will be first to face from Nova. They have managed to get away from Inco, and I don't think they have any idea that Jimmy's here as of yet. There are no vehicles, but he's got to have a challenge. 1 through the door, 2 to hit the floor. Will find the second knock, but Jimmy gets felled by Revo. Mafioso through to try and help his teammate out, but not going to be enough to save out the player on the inside. Luckily, they can go for these reses. Frozen, however, with a chance for Nova to change things around a little bit. The nade was cooking, and Mafioso falls. A second knock on the back as well as Revo gets re-knocked. Now it's just Mythic, and Frozen wants to put one through. Cooking that perfectly would spell the end of Alpha 7, but he sends it through and picks up the 2 eliminations instead. Paraboy, Frozen trading off against one another, and Alpha 7 fall. But hang on a minute, where did that come from? Was that a self-nade? Did they put that in earlier? Oh, they've taken themselves out! Paraboy, no!
I can't believe what I've just seen. Nova tried to seal the deal. Paraboy's nade. And they totally forgot about this one coming in. A nade by all stretches. Very, very well placed to explode late. Should Alpha 7 wanted to leave, but it was not communicated clearly. And forgotten about by Paraboy. What a horrible way to end it. After an incredible play from Frozen. They must be so furious with that.
You would expect so. We're on board now with Inco, though. 2 players remaining in their scrap with Fireflux. The crossing from the south side proving to be very troublesome for them. Fireflux nearby, ready and waiting to take any opportunity to slow Inco down at the top of the tables. Buradam, they tried to cross ahead. Nenebete takes the knee and now leaves just Vitali alive for the #1 Brazilian team. S2G, they've been on that northwestern island for a long, long time, and they're on the west side of the next circle as it comes through.
Still great positioning here for Alter Ego to take it all the way here in this match. Influence came in, find themselves the very strong compound down towards that eastern side. You just feel so bad for Nova there. And even worse, that the only thing that can defeat Nova is Nova, apparently. IHC found themselves a little bit of a handhold over on the east. T2K towards the north. A lot of teams just trying to get themselves any kind of advantage. 4AM still moving into the circle at the moment. Been out in that blue for a long, long time, so very much scratched and bruised. Sending across the bridge now, though. This could be the engagement with T2K that they were not looking for.
.4am across the bridge at the north. Fairly low on the health bars, but should be able to pick that one back up. Allowed ingress. Actually, no one in this compound, but they'll have to move further south on the shift. Alter Ego, I feel like they've been fairly quiet so far in this game.
Haven't had to do too much. You don't really want to draw too much attention to yourself. Honestly, if you're on top of the mountain, people will just try and sweep the leg and get you to fall down off the cliffside there. They can move over towards the south now, though. Does move down towards Geek Fam. Fireflux, who took up position behind Nova, as that position was quite quickly cleared, honestly.
Southwest side heating up now. Geek Fam slowing down DRS, S2G as well. Close by. Buradam and Fireflux will be entrants into this engagement too. Wolves, a shot from the top of the mountain, and finally Alter Ego are chiming into the fight. Picking up 2 eliminations now. Maybe looking to take over Vampire as Vampire do fall. T2K moving through the valley as Influence Kemen sits on the compound on the other side in the foothills, in the shadow of the cliff, the mountain of this northwestern island. Will be holding off against Jane on the push. Lil Boy looks to find the backlines. Jane swings in for a challenge, but won't be able to find it. Not just yet. Close up and personal now. Rig not in for the close range backup. Kayovsky has got that DBS to play around with, so it's going to be hard for Jane to launch through this window and successfully breach this building. Lil Boy moves into position by the door, but Jane allows Rig to move back up. Federal on the back will be able to spot these players moving forwards. Jane lobs a nade in through the window, but Rig has fallen, and a nade to burst right under their feet. Only the one now remains from the top rope, but will have to move south, and fairly soon as well. Spots 4 Angry Men and might just go for the points here. Ching Chen finds out all about it. A lovely little spray, a couple of taps more, and you get a point. You take that.
Forium had moved quicker and further downwards. They might have found that position. The IHC currently trying to hold. That's all the way on that eastern side, but they're going to go deep towards the circle. WWX has already fallen, so only 2 players left now for 4 AM. Alter Ego, though, with a real chance in this game to put up some big points.
Next circle does move away from them, though. It shifts to the east side here. Influence Kemen with a compound on the north can take shots at anyone who moves forwards. Alter Ego, if they can maintain that high ground, however. As you said, so much control.
Shifts in an awkward spot for them. Forium smokes out a position that Alter Ego might have liked to have picked up, so there's going to be difficulty in the way. Here's that replay. Obviously frozen with some incredible shots. And yeah, there was the nade through the window,
bang,
through the door, and it's all over. Must hurt to watch it all over again.
And again. And again.
They're happy about it, though.
They're in good spirits. They still managed to get 6 eliminations on the game, so it's not the end of the world, but S2G is still in the fight. In the second place there, they have, however, just lost Hamzy. Far from ideal. 3 players alive for them. Soulcake low for Fireflux. Spray from My Name P gets the knock, and Fireflux are diminished somewhat, but I'm sure their spirits are far from dampened here. Soulcake resible, unless the Geek Fam has something to say about it.
Geek Fam been a bit of a tear today, doing much better than yesterday, I would say. Yuhai really leading the charge for them. DRS, only 1 player remaining. Bit of a fall off in performance from yesterday. Fireflux also for some more points here. 13th place, not ideal, but 5 eliminations on the game. Could be good for them. 3 teams, at 4. Geek Fam, Influence Kemen, and Alter Ego. Looking for a big game this time around. Make the home country proud.
Silas nails the shots through the door, and Geek Fam eliminated, unfortunately, though. Alter Ego still have the high ground and leave S2G with 1 player remaining. 6 eliminations, just Kelsey to move forwards. 4 eliminations from the high ground position, and they've moved 2 down as well. The west side of this circle, it feels fairly controlled now. Influence Kemen and 4 Angry Men are going to have to fight it out for the east. 2
players from 4 Angry Men, a tall task in front of them to get further into this game. You gotta like this from Potato, though. He's sticking close towards his engagement, providing information back across. Looks like he's going to move up towards that loot crate. Influence Kemen coming in now. Law try and take down these players, remove the vehicles, take out the wheels, but it's 4v2 here.
4 Angry Men eliminated with that. 6 teams remain. Influence Kemen looking to move past Potato here. But look at the off angle from Fnatic. It needs to be pivotal to control this Influence Kemen push. Pondbit as well, in an ideal location to slow things down.
Still a lot that can go wrong here, honestly. There's a lot of teams still in the mix. IHC, Fireflux, S2G with Kelsey. But right now, Pondbit putting in the work. Survival is in his name, but sometimes that requires you to lash out and do exactly what you need to keep going. So far, he's putting the damage over towards Influence Kemin. And they're suffering right on the edge, and soon enough, the blue is to become their real enemy.
Potato will have to shimmy just a little bit further forwards. I was checking out the utility available for him. No nade, so can't just underarm bobble a nade downhill towards Influence Kemin. Lutz from Fireflux spotted by Kelsey. Influence Kemin making a breakout wide and trying to move down the hill instead of going on the cliff side. But Potato is there, ready and waiting. The Guardian from up on high, and Potato finds a second knock as well. Law made the cross, I say unharmed, but now they can start to res up in that location.
Potato, first aid kit. Invested here, but Influence Kemin, it's time that's not on their side. The blue starting to push them in. Potato still doing work. That's another one down. Brazilian team taking huge casualties from Indonesia.
5 eliminations on the card for Influence Kemin. Same story for Fireflux and Alter Ego, but they're trying to rack up a couple more. Potato has to drop.
Oh, okay.
Wins a crucial duel there, but Koyoski has the opportunity now. Cuts his legs out. Does get taken down in the process. Kelsey eliminated by Fnatic and the off angle in the meantime. And now Alter Ego can take care of business. They move down the hill, and Ponbit puts the final nail in the coffin against Influence Kemin. It's only solos left. IHC looking to challenge, maybe with 2. Catch behind the rock, and there's a knock coming on in. It's Demo to fall to boot, and now it's anyone's game.
Ponbit, an absolute master right now, has put in so much work even on Miramar, now looks to take them all the way. 6 grenades still remaining, looks to toss one over the top. In the meantime, his buddies are getting picked up. Fnatic just relaying that information across. This is an all but done deal.
Potato back into the mix, 3 players active, and Ketch will fall. Last it is Ponbit with the final elimination. And in Jakarta, they find the chicken dinner. The home team, Alter Ego.
Take off the headsets. It's done now.